Thousands of Libyans remain behind bars, waiting for the new rulers to try them for their crime of failing to jump ship. RT's Oksana Boyka reports.
It was one of the first amnesties of the new Libya. Hundreds of men and women, many of them sub-Saharan immigrants, released from a makeshift prison. Most of them spent several months in captivity for the crime of being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
We are releasing those who didn't commit serious crimes. Those with blood on their hands will be waiting for the prosecutor's decision.
While the new authorities were eager to paint the release as a goodwill gesture, both the detention and the parole seemed entirely arbitrary. Some of the dictator's supporters, as these people are alleged to be, just worked for government agencies, and others happened to be domestic helpers of government workers. All are now equal before the law, or rather, before the absence of it.
The Abu Slim prison was Tripoli's top detention facility under Gaddafi, notorious for its mistreatment and arbitrary killings of inmates. But while all of its prisoners were set free in late August as the rebels overran the capital, dozens, possibly even hundreds of makeshift prisons sprang up around the country. According to UN estimates, up to 7,000 alleged Gaddafi loyalists are being held there with little chance for justice or fair trial.
Just a year ago, this place used to be a school. Today, the main lesson being taught here is that during the transition to democracy, quick reactions are a must. While many in the new Libyan government held positions of power under Gaddafi, those who failed to jump on the bandwagon early enough are now finding themselves stuck behind bars.
Now in Libya, there are about 8,000 people in detention, and the problem is they haven't had any legal review. They haven't had access to a lawyer, they haven't been brought before any independent judicial panel or judges, so that's what we're calling for now, is a quick and prompt legal review and rebuilding the justice system.
The treatment is even more brutal outside Tripoli. The town of Tawerga that Gaddafi forces used to launch attacks against Misrata is still a ghost town. Many of its former residents live in refugee camps, and even there, extraordinary renditions by militia are common. This man says he was tortured for several days before finally being released.
They beat you until you confess the things you haven't committed, like entering homes or looting.
It's a grueling dilemma many of these mothers and wives had to confront. To pray for their loved ones to be rotting in a prison with torture being officially acknowledged, or to hope for their death.
Children need their fathers and women need their husbands. The government isn't doing anything to find them. If they're dead, we want to know where they are.
More than a month since his capture, Libya's most famous prisoner still doesn't have access to a lawyer. And while many doubt Saif al-Islam's ability to have a fair trial, he still appears to be better off than many of his countrymen. At least thanks to the limelight, he's not running a risk of being executed like his father, while many still are. Oksana Boyka, RT, Tripoli.